points down, baby. Strikes again.
Hey guys, welcome back to Danyeck Adventures Season 3, Episode 4. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Things have been just absolutely crazy right now. A lot going on in our country and our world and so forth. But anyways, wanted to take time in this episode to go ahead and feature 3 more whitetail buck hunts. So sit back and enjoy.
Clean this. Sound like I kind of pump shot him. You tell me when I'm on. Well, that happened pretty quick. Earlier, about an hour ago, had a little 8 come in from the bottoms. And I'm tired of eating tags, so I drew on them and let one fly about 53 yards is what I ranged him. And I sailed it right over his back. So I don't know what I did wrong there. So we've been sitting tight for the last hour. Been pretty quiet. I'm nodding off to sleep in my stand. And Bob said, we got a shooter coming on my side. And I've been telling him all day, I said, I need one to come close. I need one to come close. And he did. He came right up behind us. And he was quartering to just a little bit. But I put my 20-yard pin right on him. I think I got a good shot. I think it came in right behind his shoulder. And when he turned and spun away, it exited a little low and back. But I saw a ton of blood. So we'll see. I finally connected. down the arrow. Looks like good blood. You can see. I don't smell stomach, so I think we got lung and liver for sure. Hopefully he's not too far. Let's go see. Chief Outdoors strikes again. November 7th, 2016. Special day. Had a little 8-point come in across the bottoms early. I let an arrow fly at him. Ranged him a little far. Went over his back. Clean miss. I was pretty down on myself for about the next hour or two. Getting a little bit tired from the last 3 or 4 days of hunting hard. Started to nod off in my stand, and my trusty cameraman Bub woke me up, said we're going to do a little rattle sequence, and he hit the horns for a little bit, and we sat there, and honestly I sat back down and started to nod off again. About as much as I did, he said, "Deer coming, deer coming." I stood up, and this big boy came from behind me. He came up, he would have come right to the tree, but I let him get to about 20 yards, and he was quartering to a little bit, but I had to let it fly. I wouldn't let him get away. So we got a lung and a liver. We let him sit for about 6 or 7 hours and came back in him and got him not too far from the stand. So it was a good day for Chief Outdoors. Dude, that little bitty, I hadn't seen nothing all morning. I've been sick in my stomach. I was just sitting here filming a little bitty two-pointer. He broke his side off, and he kept looking down this turn row. He just kept looking down it. And I was like, there's got to be something down there. And he finally started walking. I heard something stepping, and I looked up, and it was that big old 9-point I've been after. I watched him. I passed on an 8-point a couple days ago just for him, and everybody said I was dumb. But I knew that I did it for a reason. I knew it. I cannot believe that just happened. He walked up in here at 15 yards. I thought I'd missed him again. How did that just happen? He's dead right there. He's dead at 40 yards. I watched him fall over. You gotta be kidding. That's my biggest buck. I gotta call my dad. Cody. 9 points down, baby. Yes, I hadn't seen nothing all morning, and a little bitty broke off two-pointer come walking up in here, and I filmed him for a while, and he kept looking down this turn row, and all of a sudden I heard steps, and he come walking in here at 10 yards, and I watched him fall over at 40. He's laying right here in front of me. Dude, so whenever y'all get time, I'm trying to call Dad, but he won't answer. Y'all's gonna have to come help me load a deer, baby. It was a good morning. No track job. He just tipped right over. So, I'm gonna walk back up here to my aunt and uncle's house and wait for my dad and Larry to get here, because they're gonna help me load him up and film a recovery, which there ain't much of a recovery. He's laying right there. But we'll do another closing interview right there, and I'll tell you kind of what happened in better detail. But for right now, I'm gonna head back to the truck. I'm gonna call this deer in, and I'm gonna rewatch the footage and see what kind of video I did capture. So it's been a great morning so far. But we got a buck down in Kentucky, baby. Well, got it done today on November 12th. This big old bruiser come in. A couple mornings ago, I sat in the same stand, and right behind me, he was bedded down with a doe all morning. He ran a nice 8-point off that I wanted to shoot, and I should have, but I knew that this boy was in there, and I ended up not getting a shot at him all morning. He stayed in that thick stuff, and he kept running spikes off. He ran that other 8-point off, and then he ended up, the doe ran off, and he had to start chasing her, and they never did give me a good shot, and I ended up having to leave. So I come back over here this morning having hopes that him and the doe split up, and that he would be up cruising looking for another doe. And sure enough, I was right. But I didn't see nothing all morning, and I looked up about 5 minutes later, and this little bitty 2-pointer comes in there right in front of me, and he just stood there. I filmed him for about 10 minutes, and he just kept looking down the edge of this field like something was down there, and I just knew there had to be something. Well, after a couple more minutes passed, that little bitty buck kind of walked out there about 30 yards in front of me like he was leaving. And all I heard was footsteps, and I could see through the brush that this buck was coming, and I seen that he was a good buck immediately, and then I knew who he was. So I reached around and grabbed my gun, and sure enough, he come walking right out there in front of me, and I ended up putting a nice shot on him. He ran right over here about 30 yards in front of my stand, 40 yards in front of my stand, and I got good footage of him just wobbling, and then he just tipped right over, fell right down here. So it's just been a good day. It's been a long time coming. Me and Cody's been working our tail off, and we finally got us a nice buck now. Hopefully he'll get one pretty soon. And I still got my Missouri tag, so we're pretty excited about the things to come. But y'all just stay tuned with Riverbend Bowhunter. Hopefully we'll get another one down.